Next.js provides a metadata system to be able to set things like your title and description for the page. You can see here we export an object in the server component, and if we now switch across to our web page here, you can see that layout page title gets shown as the page title. Now this is in our layout component, so it gets applied to all subpages. Now what if we want to override that for a specific page? Well, we can export a metadata object from that page itself, and so this will be overridden page title, and now you can see it's overridden page title. But what if you want to make the page title dynamic? So that's where things get a little bit more hairy, because all of this stuff is server-side, and Next.js doesn't actually provide a mechanism for you to set the page title dynamically on the client. So if I was to make this a use client component, then you'll see we get an error here, and it tells us this is disallowed. So how do we do this? Well, we can do a little hack with useEffect. So we can actually just set the document.title to homepage and get rid of this. And I'll tell you about this in a sec, but we're just going to disable that in layout. And now if we go back, you can see that it briefly starts off as the URL, but then it has the page title set there dynamically. Now, why would we want to set it dynamically? Well, maybe there are some values that you only actually know client side that you want in the page title. Like just imagine it's a messaging app and you want to show the number of messages, and this might change. So in a hypothetical scenario, you might actually add like the count, message count or something to the dependencies array. Because I don't have anything else set up here, I'll just leave it empty so that it sets it on mount. And there you can see that, okay, we have 3 messages in a page title. But you'll notice that I commented out this layout metadata. So why did I do that? Well, let's re-enable that and refresh. And you'll notice that it briefly gets set to messages 3, but then it gets set to layout page title. So turns out that what I think is happening here is Next.js is only executing the kind of code to set the layout title after our useEffect runs. So we set document.title, but then Next.js goes away in the background and actually sets it back to layout. And so we have a little bit of a race condition which we're currently losing out on. So you'll notice if we change this to a set timeout, and well, let's even just change it to 10 milliseconds. All right, so we're beating Next.js there. So we get, let's change it to 1 millisecond. So you can see that even with 1 millisecond, the Next.js code hasn't finished executing by then, and so we don't actually beat it. So obviously this is not a very ideal situation. I guess in the messages scenario, you would be updating the title every time you receive a new message. So that might not be such an issue. You could just set this to something generic like messages, and then maybe when that updates, when you get a new message, then you can set that so then it kind of appears like that. But definitely not ideal.